Hello, my nerds. How you guys doing today? Yeah, I know the hair's a lot shorter. I had a problem with my clippers because I don't like to overpay for a haircut anymore. So I just have a set of clippers and I just like to buzz. And I didn't realize the guard that I was using had one of the teeth broken. So after I did a couple of swipes, because I looked down, I didn't want to get hair in my eyes. And when I looked up, I had these streaks, this short, like just going all through my head. So it's like I had to just so it is what it is, but it'll grow back. Although I have not noticed how prominent these are getting. So I actually don't mind losing my hair. Honestly, I think it's just one less thing for me to worry about. But I hadn't realized it's been 4 months. So yeah, I thought I'd make a video. I've just been kind of in a bit of a funk ever since I finished Wheel of Time, but I've read some good series since then, and I'll try talking about them. So I think the problem is though, I think I kind of went too far into the series before I started making videos. So there's actually quite a bit of books in this series that I'm reading. Well, actually, it's several series all jammed kind of into one. So I need to definitely talk about that series. It's a great series. I'll talk about it. I'll probably talk about it later. But today, while this is kind of fresh in my mind, we're going to talk about how I would build a real Hogwarts. Yeah, my sister shared on Facebook the other day. I saw it right before I started driving, or when I was on break. I forget what I was doing, but I saw it on when I was standing still, and she had made a post. It was a picture of a Harry Potter themed bedroom. And, she captioned it like, if I won the lottery, you wouldn't know, but there would be signs. And I kind of thought to myself, how much would it cost to build a real Hogwarts? Like, not a full-scale real Hogwarts. So I Googled it real quick, and I found a article by this construction magazine, or contractor magazine, something like that, that said that building Hogwarts with the owlery, with the Quidditch pitch, with the greenhouses, Hagrid's hut, dungeons, all that, like the whole kit and caboodle, would cost approximately about $175 million. And I kind of thought to myself, if you budget for twice, 3 times that, you could build a real Hogwarts. Because it wouldn't cost nearly that much to furnish the Hogwarts. Especially if you're kind of using decent, no cutting corners here, decent furniture. I mean, not high-end, multi-million-dollar tables or anything like that, but, decent, good sturdy stuff that'll last. You could do it. So yeah, today we're going to talk about how I would build a Hogwarts. Well, and so I kind of started thinking, obviously, you would just build it. Like, there you go. And obviously, it would have to be built on a place next to a lake. Because you have to have the lake. Because you also have to have the boathouse. Which, they never talk about the boathouse. Which, by the way, they don't talk about anyone using actual boats. Other than, the kids coming in. Like, can they use the boats throughout the year? Food for thought. But yeah, so anyway, so obviously, you would just build but obviously, I want to turn this kind of into like a business thing. So my first thought was, if we build this not too far from Universal, you could have a deal with Universal, so that way people could be bused from Hogwarts. Like, we could have Hogwarts be kind of like this, basically be like this family fun center / hotel kind of a deal going on, and so we could have a Hogwarts Express bus line. Building a train would probably just be too expensive. Bus line that would go from Universal to Hogwarts. So you could just do that, and then I kind of also thought, what if we also built a Hogsmeade? I don't know how much a Hogsmeade would cost. So, honestly, I'd say this is like $1 billion industry. So you could actually build a Hogsmeade. We'd have to like plant maybe like a fake Forbidden Forest or something that would like stand in between Hogwarts and Hogsmeade. But I'm really loving this idea, you know, because we could turn Hogsmeade, because rather than have a hotel, you know, kind of a thing, we could have like exclusive, expensive rooms in Hogwarts. You know, kind of like I've never actually been in there, but kind of like Cinderella's Castle in Disney World or Disneyland, one of the two. Because I do believe that there are hotel rooms in there. They're just expensive. So, I mean, I've never stayed in there, so I've never even looked it up, so I don't know. So if I'm wrong about this, let me know. But it seems like that's the thing that they would do. But yeah, I mean, we'd have something like that. But then the real hotel, the cheaper hotel rooms would be Hogsmeade, not a hotel in Hogsmeade, but would be Hogsmeade itself. And not only because I kind of want Hogsmeade to kind of be like a real town in its own way. The problem with that though is if for that to happen, obviously you'd have to have kids living there, which means you'd have to have a school, and it would just be a whole thing. So I'm still not sure if we would want Hogsmeade to be its own like town entity kind of a thing. But it would be kind of cool if that was the case, you know. But anyway, so yeah, you build Hogsmeade, and you would have these, two, maybe some of them 3-story, some of them 1-story, different levels of houses, and they would be the hotels. I did kind of think of how we would, deal with, and just daily cleaning and all that. I did kind of think of having all the houses be 2 or 3 stories, and you would have just 1 story be the actual hotel. You'd have like 3-4 rooms on that floor, and then maybe like a just general general area in the middle kind of a thing. And the second floor would be the caretaker of that hotel. They would do cleaning. They would change. They would wash the bedding and all that, make sure everything was good. They wouldn't be a servant or anything like that. They're not going to go get drinks. There's only one. There's no kitchen. I did think about maybe putting a kitchen in there or something, but that just seemed like too much of a fire code. But each room would have refrigerators, obviously. The only kitchen that would be in the building would be on the second floor, which is where the caretaker of the hotel would live. And obviously they would get free room. So you'd obviously have one or 2 stories be for guests. The final story would be for caretaker. And of course, you'd have a basement because that's where we would put the laundry facility and cleaning supplies and things like that. And of course, obviously, the caretaker would be able to use the laundry facility at their whim. So they would be able to wash their stuff. That way they didn't have to pay for a separate washer and dryer or anything. So, and then of course, obviously, we would need to have honeydukes, zonkos, 3 broomsticks, hogshead, all the landmarks, and we'd probably maybe throw in a couple more shops in there. Maybe obviously like you'd have to have several gift shops, several souvenir shops. I'm thinking maybe even put in like maybe a theater that just plays Harry Potter movies or clips or film or something just back to back, and that's all it does. Is just have a slight small theater that does it. I don't know if I would charge admission for that, because it would just be something that you could just come in, just watch at the end of the day or something. I don't know, but that's just one of the ideas that I had. I did actually also kind of think if we put the Hogsmeade far enough away from the Hogwarts, we could have like another Hogwarts Express that would ferry people from Hogsmeade, go through the Forbidden Forest, and maybe take a tour that goes around Hogwarts, and you would have an automated system on the train. And I'm thinking of one of those like little trolley trains that they have at theme parks. Obviously having a real locomotive would be just too expensive. It would be too expensive, too inconvenient, because I don't think that those things really get very fast, very quickly. But yeah, you'd have just one of those, and an automated system that tells people like, and it would be timed, so that way you'd be like, this over here is the Quidditch pitch, over here is the Owlery, here's Hogwarts. And it would go through some of the various activities that are available in these different areas. So that's Hogsmeade. Then we go to Hogwarts itself. The Owlery, I would actually have a couple of owls with trained professional biologists and handlers. Like, not just people who, look pretty, but people who know what they're doing. And they would just have a couple of owls, a couple of snowy owls, a couple of barn owls, a couple of screech owls, just the popular different owls. And, they would be, and they would bring them, and they would have them there, and they'd go through the owls, maybe, let people pet them if it's safe. I don't know how safe it is, but you could have people pet them, and then they would give, like, fun facts and information about these owls, and it would just be kind of good, a little educational thing. There's going to be several educational things in my Hogwarts. All right, so that's the Owlery. The Quidditch pitch, I was kind of confused about, because I would love to have a Quidditch. Unfortunately, having people throw things at each other is a recipe for a lawsuit. So I kind of had the idea of the stands really just kind of being for show. They're just there. It's just a kind of the aesthetic. The real stuff would be around the Quidditch pitch. You would have a go-kart track, and obviously, if you've ever watched the movies, the people are able to kind of go below the Quidditch pitch. So you have the Quidditch pitch, and then you have this canal that goes around the Quidditch pitch that the stands kind of sit in, and the flyers are able to go down in there and fly around. I would have that kind of be a little bit of the go-kart track, kind of weaving around the stands, going up, going down, kind of a thing. I think that would be kind of fun. And as for the Quidditch pitch itself, I'm not too sure. I mean, I actually did think about doing a zip line from one end of the Quidditch pitch to the other end, and obviously you'd have to have it at an angle. The problem is I'm not a mathematician. I don't know how fast they would end up going, if it would be safe to do so. If we could do it safely, all for it. But if it's not something that could be safe, I honestly wouldn't do it. But I actually kind of had the idea of maybe doing just have it be just a really big bumper cars. That'd be kind of cool. The issue with this though is rain. That would be kind of an issue. I don't know how well bumper cars or go-karts would work in the rain. Obviously, obviously, if it's raining, a lot of stuff would be shut down. But I did kind of think of having several different activities in the Quidditch pitch: go-karts, bumper cars. I did think maybe a little miniature golf. But I actually did kind of decide to just put miniature golf outside the Quidditch pitch and have it just be maybe on the grounds. We could fill up the grounds a little bit with some fun things. And then, let's see. Then you have Hagrid's Hut. I have not really decided what to do with Hagrid's Hut. I actually just had a thought 30 seconds ago. Literally 30 seconds ago. For Hagrid's Hut, we could just have kind of a giant, tour monster truck kind of a vehicle that takes people kind of up and down safely. Takes people kind of up and down and kind of around the fake Forbidden Forest, where we have animatronics of some of the animals and centaurs and things like that. And I think that'd be just kind of fun. That would be and Hagrid's Hut would kind of be the beginning, be the starting point for that. I'm not too sure about what to do with Hagrid's Hut. That's kind of the idea that I had 30 seconds ago. And then obviously the greenhouses would probably be the easiest thing. Obviously. Just fill it up with plants. A lot of them would be kind of exotic. Obviously, we would need to have botanists, trained botanists, taking care of all the plants, making sure they're all healthy, and anything that's not safe would be kind of walled off and things like that. So I think greenhouses would be relatively easy. According to, I think there's 20 greenhouses, so it would be really kind of a big project. We may scale that down just a little bit, but it'd be kind of cool just to have things from all over the world just kind of there. That'd be really interesting. And then obviously, like I said, the grounds itself would have several activities. I think I said miniature golf would probably be on there. There would obviously be a designated picnic area. and then of course we'd have the lake. The lake would have, boat rides, thing that people can go on there. No fishing. Like, I don't know what the laws is for that, but yeah. So yeah, boat rides out on the lake, and then Hogwarts itself. Honestly, I haven't really thought too much about what to do inside of Hogwarts itself. I was thinking the Great Hall would be, like, kind of like a restaurant kind of thing. It would be an all-you-can-eat buffet, and you would have obviously the 4 tables, and I did kind of wonder about this, because like if it's gonna, if we just put food in the middle and people can help themselves, that just kind of seems unsanitary. I don't know if the health department would allow us to do this, but instead I kind of thought, have the tables just be where people are sitting, and then have the food stations just around the room, and there would be a dumbwaiter in the corner that would go down to the kitchens, and that's how the food would come up from the kitchens to the Great Hall, and they'd be able to just kind of fill it up that way. And obviously, and I think there'd be an intercom system that would go down to the kitchen and let them know, hey, we're running low on this food, and so that way no one's running up and downstairs carrying hot food, or running up and downstairs just to deliver a quick message. So I think having an intercom system down to the kitchen would be good. And then we come to the dorms. I did think about maybe having the dorms be hotels, or kind of hotel-ish kind of a thing. Kind of. The only issue is obviously they're gonna have beds. So I kind of wonder if it would be more like a. I've never been in one, but this is kind of like the layout that I've heard of, like a hostel kind of a thing. I'm not really too sure about how to incorporate the dorms into into the whole thing. And then let's see, you'd have obviously the classrooms would have special activities, something that goes in line with the class. I'm not too sure what we would end up doing, and obviously it would have to be something safe, something that's relatively easy, something that we can do, that can be done without breaking the bank. So nothing too expensive, but something that's just nice and fun. And then obviously you have the dungeons. Dungeon would be kind of cool. I did think about having, and then of course I kind of thought throughout all of Hogwarts, kind of with the Owlery, you would have educational services or educational things for people to learn. Like I was thinking in the dungeons we could have like there would be one place where people could learn about bats. Because anytime I think of the dungeons, I always think that there may be bats down there, but I don't think they've ever actually said canonically if there was. Maybe even toads, because it always just kind of like seems, I don't know why, but just toads down in the cellar. That would be kind of cool. Just various educational, obviously a lot of it animal themed. I'm a big animal fan, so I think that would be kind of cool. And then, let's see, I'm going all over the place here because I really love this idea. I really love. I would really love if this was actually able to be done. Because there would be a lot of care done into this. So, and then let's see. Then of course, obviously, you'd have to have actors. You'd have to have actors. You'd have to have someone that would be You'd have to have someone play McGonagall, play Flitwick, Snape, Hagrid. I already said Dumbledore. So you'd have to have someone play the teachers. I don't know if we would actually have them be like the actual characters, or have them pick wizarding names and just have them be new people. But obviously, so basically each classroom would have an actor. You'd have a headmaster. You'd have a groundskeeper. And obviously, one fun thing that we could do is, have, kids with, obviously we'd have to sell wands to people. And you could actually have actors kind of run around as Dementors. And so kids can yell out, Expecto Patronum! And that'd be kind of cool. Oh, we'd actually tell the kids that the only way Expecto Patronum would work is they would have to yell out what their Patronus actually is. So if it doesn't work, it counts as the shield, and so the Dementor is kind of like going there. It's not being chased away. They'd have to yell out what their Patronus actually is. So it'd be like Expecto Patronum, mare. That'd be kind of cool. And I said mare because mine is a chestnut mare, according to Wizarding World, the test that you take. Also, I'm Hufflepuff. With my wand is dogwood, phoenix feather, 10 3/4 inches, slightly springy. Anyway, so yeah, I just think that this would be a lot of fun. This would be a great thing for families. Oh, and one thing that we could do is we could have an award for people who like sign up, and this would be something that you don't have to be there to sign up for this. You can sign up online, and it'd be a raffle. You win 3 free days, and your name is put in I forget what the name actually is. Like, it's basically the Book of Admittance. And for those of you who don't know, the Book of Admittance is in a secret room. You can't, and there's no door. You can't get in there. But it's where the names of anyone who goes to Hogwarts, their name is put down. Obviously, and they establish in book 7 that parents don't have to send their kids to Hogwarts. It's not mandatory. So their names are just put down as being able to come to Hogwarts. So I think that would be kind of a fun thing to do. You could have like a little bit of a ceremony. They win 3 free days for them and maybe 2, 3 other people, especially if they're a child. Like, if they're a child, then obviously the parents have to come. But, they're able to put down their name in the Book of Admittance, and that can be like a thing, a weekly raffle kind of a thing. So I just think that would be really kind of an awesome thing to do. Let's see. Trying to think. I think that's kind of it. Like, I would really love for this to happen. I would really love for it to happen. If I ever won $1 billion, I guarantee you, I am doing this. If I ever become a billionaire, I'm doing this. So anyway, I think that's going to be it. This video is already a lot longer than I thought it would be. I was very excited about this. So I've been thinking about this for the last couple days. Despite me not knowing everything, because the biggest issue is going to be the legal stuff, what we can legally do, the safety things, because I want to mitigate any kind of a lawsuit, and I don't want people to get hurt. I don't want it to get like a bad reputation. So I'm just trying to figure out. So obviously people smarter than me would have to figure out what is affordable, what is safe, and all that. So anyway, you guys be good, have fun, and I am gonna go ahead and sign off. So yeah, you guys enjoy yourselves. And oh, by the way, I don't know if I ever told you guys this. I'm in Nebraska, so sorry, I should have said that at the beginning. So anyway, yeah, you guys be good, have fun. I'll talk to you guys later.